It's summertime in St. Croix, the largest of the U.S. Virgin Islands. At Christiansvaern National Historic Site, thousands of visitors will wander through Forth Christiansvaern, passing under the hallways and climbing up and down the centuries-old brick staircases. The exhibits, canon, and historic architecture come together to make a perfect classroom for learning about the island's colonial past. Forth Christiansvaern needs to be preserved and maintained, but the forces of time and nature have been slowly taking their toll against it. The roof of the stable building adjacent to the fort has suffered termite damage and was at risk of collapsing. Inside the fort, the masonry has begun to deteriorate in several places. For the visitors here, it might be vacation time, but for the members of the National Park Service, it's time to get to work. Crews from the National Park Service's Historic Preservation Training Center are here to do important preservation work. They are joined by local park interns and members of the Youth Conservation Corps. Steve O'Neill is in charge of the masonry work.
We're looking at a beehive oven. This thing over time deteriorated. Half the arch within the beehive oven itself needed to be replaced. Inside, which you'll see, we had to shore it on up to create the arch to relay the bricks. That was the first step in restoring the inside of this oven. We try in preservation to do the minimal amount to keep the historic fabric that remains and is intact, undisturbed, and the work that needs to be replaced, obviously that's what we try to address.
Besides the brick oven, which needed to be rebuilt, 2 other rooms are suffering from masonry damage. Both of these rooms had a second set of bars added to their windows. The bars rusted and began to fall apart, causing parts of the wall to break away. The damage around the windows was cut away as neatly as possible. This allowed bricks to be laid into the wall, creating a clean and strong repair. Outside, on the roof of the stable building, the carpentry crew is finishing up the 3rd phase of putting on a new roof. Steve Jenkins is the exhibit specialist overseeing the project.
We're working on the stables that are attached to the fort. The stables were built around 1848. We were tasked with removing the brick roof and wood components that were used to support the brick roof. And then once the brick roof was removed, we removed the wood components and replaced with pressure-treated materials. On top of the roof system, we built a temporary roof to support the brick roof that will be put on at a later date.
Part of historic preservation is the process of reusing old materials. This was done with the bricks that were removed from the stable roof. Instead of throwing them all away, a large number were saved and stacked. These bricks were later cleaned and used on the stable building and inside the fort. Historic preservation is a significant task for the National Park Service. Historic buildings provide us with a tangible and engaging link to the past. And besides, who doesn't love an old fort?